So this is episode 1, baby. Yeah, I can't wait to do this and hang out with you guys, get to talk about some things today. So, and there are a lot of things I want to get to tonight, a lot of things weighing on my mind. And one of them in particular is the TikTok ban is now apparently going into full swing, and it is expected to take effect in January or early in spring. Now, what does that mean for everybody here in America? And that means that if the ban actually really comes into fruition, they've been talking about banning TikTok for so long right now. It's really taking them a while. I don't want them to do it. Believe me, I like TikTok. It's my go-to thing I do for entertainment. I probably watch more TikTok than I do Netflix. I'll be on my couch scrolling videos. We all know how entertaining TikTok is. I mean, let's be real. I love listening to people's stories when they go out on dates and how bad they are. Always entertaining. And you know, the girls who are applying their makeup and talking about it, all the tarot readers I get. It's just such fun entertainment. And when TikTok, or if TikTok gets banned, but it's not looking good, I'm gonna be really sad that I lose my main source of entertainment. And I know that this is going to affect a lot of live streamers negatively. A lot of content creators are making a good living off of TikTok. And it's a good place of opportunity for small creators like myself, you know, to go on there when, you know, they're not having any luck on Twitch or YouTube. It's a good platform. I tried to get on TikTok. I don't meet the requirements. I don't have enough followers, apparently. But if I could, I would. But I've talked to a lot of streamers and what they think on the TikTok ban. They are so pissed off, and they don't know what they're going to do. I mean, we're talking about people who make their living on TikTok. A lot of the biggest TikTok influencers are making their living, and when the app goes away, then they're going to be stripped of their income. It's just not going to look good for the community over there. And what are they going to do? Like, are they going to come back to Twitch, YouTube again? That might just be their only option at this point. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about this in depth. So Joe Biden, he signed the bill to ban TikTok a while back ago. I want to say last year or maybe 2 years ago. It's all fuzzy to me. So, and apparently the bill passed in the House of Representatives. It is now currently being held in the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court are going to be the ones to decide if the app gets banned or not. So this is going to be interesting. And apparently President-elect Donald Trump is leaning more towards protecting TikTok and Americans that use it. He quoted, "I have a very soft spot for TikTok and its users here in America." So when the handover of power goes to Donald Trump, will he do anything to protect TikTok? We don't know, because his main concern is, as everybody knows, the border and the economy. He really wants to get the prices down. He wants to really wants to give China and Russia the business. He wants to end the war in Ukraine and things like that. And those are all great goals. I mean, we need that. But, you know, I really love TikTok. I don't want to see it go away. As we all know, the main concern around TikTok is the national security really thinks that TikTok is going to be a threat to the American people. Apparently, so what is happening with TikTok is TikTok isn't actually the threat. I don't know whoever knows this. So this is all probably new information to people. But the real threat is ByteDance over in Beijing, China, who apparently owns TikTok. So there's TikTok and the CEO in that entity. And then there's ByteDance over there in Beijing, China, that basically moderates everything, houses all the information. And that is what ByteDance is, why ByteDance is the real threat. Now, there have been many attempts by the US government to try to get ByteDance to relieve their power over TikTok. They really wanted to move a lot of that information over to America. And why ByteDance did not agree to that is beyond me, because if they had, they would have been able to retain all their American users, and that's very beneficial to the app. So I mean, it could be pricey to do that, very expensive, I get that. And you know, to basically add a base of operation of that branch over to a new country, that's got to be a lot of work. But in my opinion, they should have done that. I don't know why they didn't agree to that. But yeah, ByteDance is the main concern. And there is a quote. I want to read it out to you. And there is a quote from Gallagher over there. He said this message is to TikTok: break up with the Chinese Communist Party or lose access to American users. Said Gallagher in press release when the bill was presented. And what does this mean for America when TikTok is banned? A lot of people in America love TikTok. I'm not going to lie. And I really feel like Americans are going to feel like they're being stripped of their free speech. And this is very alarming for some. And there are also a lot of conspiracies out there that say that this is all a plot in order to remove our free speech. It could be very well a concern to the government for our national security. However, a lot of Americans don't really think so. A lot of Americans think that it is an attempt for the government to, in fact, remove our free speech. Yeah, but that's all speculation, neither here nor there. But what do I think? I think it's a combination of the two. I think it's both a national security threat. So me personally, I don't think ByteDance is actually doing anything with American information, if you ask me personally. I think it is a combination of the two. And that's what's really, really alarming about everything going on with TikTok right now. So yeah, you just need to watch all this and be mindful and be prepared to lose TikTok in January 2024. I don't want to see it go, but it is what it is. It happens. TikTok was really my go-to source of real, genuine news. I got all my news from TikTok. I would just scroll, some crazy things would pop up. I'll hear what's going on in the Middle East, issues happening in the country. So most of the fucked up shit I've heard about going on in the country, I got from TikTok. It's unedited, unfiltered, raw news, and I'm going to miss that. Hell, TikTok is how I found out that the two Canadians went to California to try to murder their gamer friend. Oh, yeah. And I think this is gamer news. I'm going to share this and talk about it because it's been on my mind. It's very important. If you're in the online community, whether you're gaming or doing content creation, it's super important to keep your personal information safe. Because I'm going to tell you a little bit of news. You may or may not have heard about this, but two Canadian men who met an American girl in online gaming, and they apparently have been playing together for years, and they got to know each other and became really good friends. Maybe you have heard it and maybe you haven't, but two Canadian gamers and one American girl gamer had met online and were playing games online together for years, and they became friends and, got to know each other. And the two men are from Canada and the girl is from California in the United States. And what had happened was the two Canadian males, I forget the other guy's name, but one of them is named Darius White. I think the other one's is Geoffrey or Vanderhouf. I think it's Vanderhouf, if I'm not mistaken. The two guys hopped on a plane randomly. They just randomly got the idea to get on a plane and go to this girl. How they got her address is beyond me. I'm not sure if the girl shared the address with the two guys or if they doxed her. I don't know what happened there, but they got her address and they flew to California from Canada. And they actually posed as delivery drivers in order to get in vicinity of the girl in her own home. And what happens after that? And they're posed as the delivery drivers, and then they approach her door with a package. And then when the girl's boyfriend answers the door, they stab the boyfriend, immediately rush in and attack the girl. Oh, but it gets even weirder. It gets even more crazy. The package, it contained handcuffs and duct tape. and I think more knives. So it's pretty obvious what their intentions were had things not turned out the way that they did. And the boyfriend, and apparently everything I read about this and heard, all the parties are okay and they're recovering. Some of them had minor injuries and the others had fatal injuries, like the boyfriend. And I wish them really good health and recovery. But it's just so fucking insane what people will do. And the motive behind this is unclear, and it was not announced. And they're basically just kind of chalking it up as a random act of violence. It's a random act of violence. You meet somebody online gaming, and then you kind of decide one day that you're just going to fly to where they are in attempt murder. And the two suspects, from what I heard, one of them is in custody. He's got injuries because that girl put up one hell of a fucking fight. And I'm actually going to pull it up. So these are the two guys from Canada, Vanderhoufs and Darius White. And as you can see, they suffered a minor injuries around the eyes. Apparently, the girl was fighting for her life, attacking them and trying to protect her boyfriend. Her boyfriend went down trying to protect her, but he got fatal injuries, but he is in recovery. He's going to be fine. From what I read. And they are being charged with attempted murder, as they should. It's just so crazy. This is so crazy. Like, how fucked up can people be, right? How fucked up? How fucked up? You gotta be careful out there. And I urge everybody, I don't care if you're in content creation, if you live stream, or if you're just online gaming, be careful about who you give your information to. A lot of fucked up things happen in the gaming community. I mean, we all know about the swatting that happened. It probably still happens. I don't really know, but all the swatting that happens, basically what happens is a viewer of a live stream will get the address of the streamer, his name and address, and apparently call in a fake police report. And next thing you know, you're watching a guy get arrested in his front lawn or in his office where he's doing the stream. This is scary shit. All these fucked up things that happen in the gaming community. I don't know if swatting goes on anymore, but that was a big thing. Like back in, I want to say 2012, all the way up to 2018, where it was happening. It was happening more frequently until they really started to crack down on it. And two content creators, of which I know got swatted pretty bad, are Woody's gamer tag. So Woody's gamer tag got swatted, I think a couple times. From what I remember, I watch him a lot. And also Kutra. I don't know if you guys remember Kutra from the Creature Hub or the Creatures. He got swatted so bad on one of his streams. I was actually watching it live when it happened way back in the day. I mean, it's not funny, by the way, but how he handled it was pretty hilarious, though. He was so cool about it. Him and the Creatures, he was at the Creature office. He was live streaming Counter-Strike, Geo, and the SWAT team, he could hear the SWAT team in the distance. They were clearing rooms in the office. He immediately takes off his headphones. He removes them, and then he looks at the camera and says, "I think I'm being swatted." And everybody in the stream also heard the police. They could hear them screaming at each other. It's clear nobody in here. They were room clearing. It was legit room clearing, and we all heard it on stream. And then when they got to Kucha's room, they immediately pointed their weapons at him and got him on the floor. And how Kucha reacted to it was so cool. How he reacted to it, you wouldn't think that this was his first time being swatted. It was pretty hilarious. I don't want to say it was hilarious, but he handled it so well. He made it funny. He made jokes. He cracked jokes to the police officers, and they asked him why he was laughing. And he was laughing when he went down because he knew he was live. So that was pretty funny. Yeah, but in the gaming community, when these things happen, it's just so messed up. God, it's just so messed up what people would do. All the steps that people will take to do these things like they have nothing better to do. It's just so wild to me. I don't know. Anyways, that is the news for today. We're going to jump into some gaming talk here in a minute. What do I want to talk about gaming? Let's see here. In other gaming news, if you're planning on doing any video game shopping in the near future, December 19th at 1300 hours is going to be your best bet on Steam. A lot of AAA titles are going on sale from anywhere between 50 to 90% off. And we're talking about titles like Assassin's Creed, Little Nightmares, Resident Evil, Cyberpunk, and GTA. A lot of games, a lot of great games are going on sale. So if you miss an opportunity to play any of these games, now is your chance to buy them on Steam, and don't miss out. I want to buy Limbo, a really good indie game from what I hear. It'll be on sale for, I think, $1.50. You can't beat that. And in other gaming news, the Final Fantasy Rebirth is finally coming to PC, and I bet a lot of gamers are really stoked about this. And the PC port is going to have major new improvements, like a little bit of technical issues, more graphical content, and also enhanced lighting effects also. And the community around Final Fantasy Rebirth are really stoked about the mods. And there's a lot of controversy going on with the mods right now. Apparently the developer of Final Fantasy Rebirth, he is politely asking its fans to not do inappropriate mods where you make the characters naked and all that good jazz. How can you tell people not to make inappropriate mods? I myself, I don't download inappropriate mods, and the games I play, I always try to avoid those mods because a lot of the reasons because I live stream, and secondly, when I have downloaded the mods in the past, way long ago when I was a teenager, I felt really dirty doing it. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not a big fan of those mods, but apparently there's a lot of controversy going on around the port and the mods that people are going to be created, and the developer is not too thrilled about what the modding community is going to cook up with in Final Fantasy Rebirth for the PC. I mean, it's kind of funny that apparently players have been modding the previous PC ports of the games and doing a lot of inappropriate things, and the developers, they didn't take too kindly to it. I think it's hilarious that they actually came out and said, we ask you all to not make inappropriate mods. Like, okay, I have all this experience in developing and coding, I'm gonna make whatever the fuck I want. And that's basically the mindset that a lot of the players have. I mean, are people really going to abide by his requests? No, I don't think so. So, and me personally, I've never played a Final Fantasy game. I think Rebirth will actually be my first game. I'm really interested in playing it on PC. Apparently, from what I hear, it's going to perform a lot better on PC, and there are a lot of graphical enhancements. So I'm really stoked about that. And apparently when Final Fantasy 16 left the consoles and came out on PC, it didn't take too long for modders to, kind of unclothe the main character, Clive. It didn't take long at all. I mean, people did that pretty much instantly. So very, very hilarious that the Final Fantasy community is so thirsty that they thrive off these mods. I find it hilarious. And in other gaming news, we have more information regarding the Switch 2. It's a new Switch, and it's allegedly supposed to come out early spring or late spring. I've heard it two different ways, and I've heard early June or March. I've even heard March. And there are a lot of rumors and leaks around the Switch. Holy crap. All these leaks are just fucking going around like wildfire. It's insane, absolutely insane. And allegedly what's happening is people are 3D printing fake Switch 2s and leaking them out all over the internet, and people are turning to Nintendo and saying, hey, why aren't you doing anything to calm this down? Is it confirmed or not confirmed? And that is why people are getting really upset. Not only does that make them upset, but the price increase of the Switch 2 is outrageous to gamers. And the Switch and Nintendo has always been the gaming device that remained in a more reasonable price range. However, now it is going over a $150 to $200 price increase, which is insane. It is now going to rival the price of the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. And a lot of these leaks, they can't get it under control. We don't know what's real and what's not real. A hoax. We don't have the truth yet. And the only way we're going to find out is in springtime. And I think when it's released or confirmed by Nintendo, it's going to really kind of calm people down, because they're just going nuts over the Switch and what's it'll look like. There's a lot of controversy of the layout and the design that people aren't happy with, and there's a lot of speculations out there. Apparently there's additional buttons on the bottom of it, I read, and I watched videos on YouTube about it. It's, you know, people don't know what's real and what's not real. So whatever you read or look at the internet, don't believe it. Actually, I want to pull up a picture of the new Switch. And there it is. There it is. So in my opinion, it looks exactly like, so assuming this is real, it could be hoax, we don't know. Assuming it is real, it looks identical, a lot like the first Switch. I mean, I love the Switch anyway, so whatever they change, whatever it is they decide, they wouldn't make any bad choices that will drive people away from the Switch. I mean, they're testing these things, and if the new buttons doesn't work, they might remove that and release a later version of the new Switch. We don't know. Yeah, but here it is. And it apparently comes with a bag that people aren't happy with, and they're complaining about the material of it. But yeah, a lot of controversy. People are really blowing up. All the Nintendo fans are blowing up about this, and they're really pissed off at Nintendo for not trying to, you know, pour water on this giant internet forest fire that we got. So yeah, that's what's going on with the Switch number 2. Well, that's all I have time for today. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more. I'm very interested to see how this little podcast of mine goes. Hopefully we can keep on doing this. Anyways, thank you for watching, and until next time.